Hello, everyone. Hoodie D here, and I am joined by Lady Madea. Today, we are talking about The Damned.
Whoa!
For a brief description of the movie here, The Damned is a 2024 psychological horror film. It's directed by Thordur Paulson. I hope I said that correctly. Set in a remote 19th century Icelandic fishing village, the story follows Eva, a young widow who has taken over her late husband's fishing outpost. Facing a harsh winter and dwindling supplies, the community's survival is precarious. One night, a foreign ship wrecks off the coast near their village. The villagers, led by Eva, confront a moral dilemma whether to rescue the shipwrecked crew and risk depleting their own scarce resources or prioritize their own survival by leaving the strangers to their own fate. Eva decides against mounting a rescue, fearing the potential consequences for her community. Following this decision, the villagers begin to experience eerie and unsettling events, leading them to believe they are being punished for their lack of compassion. This film delves into themes of guilt, choice, and the psychological toll of survival decisions in very extreme conditions. So, when I walked out of the movie theater, I wasn't super entertained. I wasn't super let down. I just thought it was another average horror movie. The cinematography was very nice. The sound design to me was really great. While watching, it actually felt like I was there in the ice. It felt cold. I could feel kind of what they were feeling. So I did appreciate that. What did you think about this movie, Lady Medea?
I actually really enjoyed it. The camera work was absolutely splendid. Just the breathtaking shots of the barren fishing outpost, the scenic beauty, raw landscaping. And that was the, stark contrast between, the crispy cold night, and then the following day you could see the beautiful sunny, but yet you knew that how cold it was there. You could tell they were all bundled up, but the sun was still shining, and you had the beautiful crispy cold weather. So I definitely enjoy that part of the movie. Like I said, beautiful camera action. The characters were also very interesting. The director did not cast of well-known characters. I do want to give a shout out to Odessa Young, who played the main character Eva, the young widow. She did excellent job, and so did everybody else. There were not many characters, just the fisherman and another female character. I think the other one that I recognized was the character that played the Hound in Game of Thrones. But yeah, they did really good job. They played well. They portrayed their characters pretty well. So that was another good point of the movie. So yeah, those were the parts that I really enjoyed. Moving on to the plot, I thought that was the whole building. When the characters, they have to make that decision to leave the survivors of the ship behind, even though you could tell that there were probably quite few that survived. Just looking at it, they could easily go and rescue them, but they were of course faced with the decision. Okay, we clearly do not have enough food for ourselves, and then we're gonna have to feed those rescued people as well. So they made a decision not to, and that started the whole chain of events that followed, um, and kind of slowly built to that culmination. So yeah, I did enjoy it. Like you could tell, oh well, it was boring. That the kind of action was moving slowly, but I did not feel it. It kind of was skillfully, like I said, just kind of moving and building to that point. However, I was waiting for this big juicy ending, and it never came. I was kind of disappointed, and the kind, I'm not going to lie, I was left unsatisfied, you know? Like I said, I was, until that point I had nothing to complain about. The action, like you had this feeling of this dreadful, tense sense of unease. Like you could tell, that the people were starving, they were starting to turn on each other. It was, it was very well portrayed. And then at the end, you wanted a release, and it just didn't happen. What did you think about the ending?
I thought it sucked. I also was waiting for, some kind of big showdown with this demon, if it was even a demon. I don't think it was. It was just, psychological guilt eating at them. But
Mhm.
the ending was, it was awful to me. I was really let down, like you said. Nothing really happened in the end. It just fell flat for me. I was really bored. Honestly, I was really bored, and yeah, not not great for me.
Yeah. See, I generally I do good with those kind of movies. They don't bore me. I kind of go with even this little bit slower action. Like like I go with the flow. Like I enjoy what's put in front of me. I don't need a lot of like action going on to keep me entertained. I do take a lot of it in, and like I said, it builds into in me. But I do need some kind of like release at the end, like explanation. And usually with the plot like that, I'm like I kind of expect a great ending. And like I said, it just it just didn't deliver. It just wasn't there.
I agree. I thought we would get something cool at the end, and what happens at the end is she thinks she's shooting a demon or ghost, and it's actually one of the survivors from the ship.
Mhm.
And she realizes it at the very last second, and that's the end of the film.
Yeah.
Cuts to black. So very poorly executed ending, in my opinion. I do agree with what you said earlier. The acting was great. Everyone played their part to the T. Like I had no complaints with the acting. Especially Odessa Young. She killed the role as Eva. She
Mhm.
did a fantastic job. The story, like I said earlier, it fell flat for me with a very boring third act. I honestly thought that third act was full of very cliche horror tropes. But I will say the plot had an interesting, premise dealing with survivor's guilt and what that could look like in that type of situation where you're, in a freezing cold environment. Your people are stealing your supplies, which are the survivors, and you don't know what's going on. You're losing your mind. So very interesting, premise to the movie. I'll give them that, but it did not keep me fully entertained, unfortunately. So this one, I'm gonna give it a solid 6 out of 10. What about you, Lady Medea?
I was gonna do 5 out of 10. Like I said,
Wow.
I enjoyed the movie throughout, and the ending absolutely killed it for me. So, and that's the worst part of it, when I just leave the theater unsatisfied. So,
No, I enjoyed the setting, the acting, the cinematography.
mhm,
Those were all bonuses for me. I just was really let down with that, how the plot ended up going towards the third act. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6. You're gonna give it a 5. That's what we rate it here, folks. Thanks for watching another review here on the GCA. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe. We would love to have you here in our community.